All right, let's jump right in. We're going to talk about something pretty fascinating today. It's all about biology, the seasons, and, well, the seasonality of sperm. So here's a question for you. Is there really a best time of year for fertility? A peak season for conceiving. It sounds kind of straightforward, but trust me, the answer is way more interesting than you might think. And lucky for us, a brand new study has just dropped a huge clue. Seriously, it's uncovering a pattern that kind of flips what a lot of people thought they knew right on its head. Okay, before we get to the juicy details, you need to know this wasn't some small-time study. We're talking about data from over 15,000 guys, and it was looked at by researchers from all over. But here's the key thing, the part you gotta remember. The men were from two super different places, Denmark and sunny Florida. That little detail is gonna be a big deal in a minute. So what's the big takeaway? The headline finding is this. Sperm seem to be at their absolute best in the summer. They're swimming faster, they're more active. Basically, summer is when they're in peak condition. The fancy science word for this is sperm motility. All that really means is how well sperm can swim. And, that's absolutely crucial, right? They've got a long journey to go, so being a strong swimmer is, well, it's everything. And you can see that pattern so clearly right here. There's this undeniable peak, the highest motility, right in the summer, around June and July. And then, like clockwork, it takes a nosedive in the winter, hitting its lowest point in December and January. Super consistent. Okay, so we've established that the quality, how well they swim, definitely changes with the seasons. But that immediately makes you wonder, what about the quantity? Does the actual number of sperm change too? And folks, this is where things get really, really interesting. And here it is. This is the absolute key finding of the whole thing, the big contrast. While the motility, the quality, went up and down with the seasons, the researchers found that the sperm count and volume, the quantity, didn't change at all. It was basically stable all year round. Let that sink in. The seasons affect how well sperms swim, but not how many of them there are. That's a huge distinction. Now, I know what you're thinking, because I thought the exact same thing. It's got to be the temperature, right? I mean, we all know that heat isn't great for sperm production. So it just makes sense that the heat of summer or the cold of winter would be behind this whole pattern. But here's the plot twist. Remember those two locations, Denmark and Florida? Well, get this. They found the exact same pattern in both places. The same summer peak, the same winter dip. It didn't matter if you were in a chilly Danish winter or a balmy Florida winter. The pattern held true. And this is what really blew the researchers' minds. One of the study's authors, Professor Alan Pacey, basically said, "We were just struck by how similar the pattern was in these totally different climates." He went on to say that the outside temperature alone is really unlikely to be the reason. So you see, this suggests there's something else going on, something deeper than just the weather report. So if it's not just about the heat, what's the big deal? Why does any of this even matter? I mean, what can we actually do with this information? Well, it could be a total game changer, actually. Think about it. For fertility treatments, maybe the timing could be optimized. For couples trying to conceive naturally, this could offer some brand new guidance. And for science as a whole, it's a huge signal that we need to look past simple things like temperature and start digging into other factors. Maybe things like our internal body clocks or hormonal cycles. And really, that's the bottom line here. What this study points to isn't just our bodies reacting to the weather. No, it's something way more profound. It suggests there's a kind of built-in biological clock, a deep, ancient rhythm inside us that's tied to the seasons no matter what the thermometer says. It really makes you think, doesn't it? If this is happening with fertility, what other hidden seasonal cycles are running in the background, influencing our health, our moods, our whole biology? What else don't we know? Something to chew on. Thanks for joining me.